Next part of our trip, driving out of my driveway now, off to Perth, and yeah, hopefully I haven't forgotten anything. Alright legends, I am packing up because I am on a wicked trip. I won the ballot for, well, it didn't actually win. I got drawn as an emergency for the ballot for Snake Island hog deer hunting. I've been applying for like 10 years for this ballot, so I'm really, really excited for this. I got called up about 2 months ago saying that someone had dropped out and that I have the chance to jump on in. So I've got pretty much all my gear here. You can see I got bag, tripod. I just bought this from Bushbuck, new waterproof jacket, couple merino wool clothes. I've made some dehydrated meals and got jerky and stuff like that. I got inflating pillow knife, cooking stuff. I got a fly tarp, binos obviously, and then camera. Got my camera, taking my 300 Win Mag. It's definitely overkill for such a small deer, but my 300 Win Mag is just my most comfortable rifle to shoot at the moment. So I've got my bolt separate there because I'm traveling. And then you can see here, I've got my 300 Win Mag. You can see it is not the ideal case. Like there's no space. And I've had to cut it up really ugly. But that's just because I didn't have another flying suitable case. And I have that for my 270 when I went to New Zealand. And I'm just gonna have to make do. So I've chucked some air tags in this box and in that box just so they can't lose it. I've got a massive charging stuff, extra batteries with GoPro. This is just a flat solar panel thing for charging this up. Bipod, another shirt, cool book. Self-inflating mat to sleep on, that's a little bivvy. And then yeah, so I'm feeling relatively good. I'm gonna have to stock up on supplies when I get over to Snake Island. And we're not over to Snake Island, there's nothing on Snake Island. I'm gonna go over to Victoria and I will be looking through and getting everything I need. I'll need to pick up some gas for the cooker and stuff like that. And my basic plan is to set up at Bale Straw, where you actually get dropped off by the boat. I've had some good intel that there is some stags there pretty much every afternoon and everyone's kind of walking past them. So I am hoping that that means I have a good chance. So my plan is to set up there, which means I can pack a bit of extra food and water that I wasn't going to pack if I had to carry it into the middle of the island. And yeah, we'll go from there. I'll keep you guys updated. All right, lads, we're already in Melbourne. So I stayed the night at a motel just near the airport. And now we're going to crack on and go get food shopping, and I need to get some gas canisters for my camp for the trip and everything. Some boat going for the next week. Hopefully, some smooth sailing. Got my gear all there. I think tide's coming in, so I can get all my gear up to the edge of the dunes and then figure out where to camp. Well, I found camp, so yeah, got the tip off. My little spot for the next few days. Apparently, hopefully, he reckons that there is usually some stags over there. Pretty much every evening, he said. So, fingers crossed. Can't hunt today, but I am looking forward to getting camp set up. So I head back, grab water, start getting set up. All right, so all my gear's in camp, got my water, got more water in there obviously. Guns over there, got a little bit wet on crossing, which I'm not stoked about. But it was a pretty rough, choppy ride, but thanks, Jake. Really appreciate the lift over. A bit of a lifesaver. So, get set up and make coffee. I'm fanging for a coffee. First bit of fun adventure. I've got a lighter. So, went to make myself a coffee, and I forgot a lighter. So that's gonna make life a bit more interesting this week, a little bit less more comfortable. So yeah, I will be having cold meals throughout the week, but that's all right. It'll add to the adventure. It'll mean I'll probably just have to soak the rice well in advance, and I hope it's not crunchy after 8 hours of soaking. But I got pre-made meals and stuff, so we'll see how they go. So yeah, be cold food for me, but I thought I'd give you a bit more of a tour of the camp. Got a fly top, bivvy underneath, and got mattress and sleeping bag all there. Second camera, my gun's leaning up against the wall, and I'll clean this stuff up a bit more. My pants got wet on the jump in because we couldn't get the boat close enough, so adds to the excitement. But I thought what was really cool is if we come out just outside of camp, there must be a lot of deer here, because yeah, have a look, come in here, you can see there's just lots of fresh tracks, and all up through here there's just a load of fresh tracks. So my main goal is to basically hunt the fringe area here. I got a good tip off, so I'm gonna make use of it, but for now I'm gonna make myself a cold coffee and yeah, get used to it. Morning, legends. I had a wonderfully horrible sleep. Just so bloody humid in that bivvy and tarp. It's about 7 o'clock right now. I'm just waiting until it gets to 8 o'clock when I'm allowed to start hunting. Until then, so I'm just been making a cold coffee and doing my morning constitutionals, and yeah, we'll see how we go. Fingers crossed we can see something this morning at least. The tide's gone back out, so hopefully that's a good sign. It means we can get up to where we're going to go, and I think I'd like to see where Justin recommended this morning, and even if I don't really stay there all day until 3 o'clock, and just make sure I'm back there by 3 o'clock like he said. So we'll see what happens. Just been looking around camp and looking through these reeds and stuff while I wait, and I just spotted some roos, and it's kind of gave it an idea of how difficult this might be, because the roos, when they're standing up full height, I can see their head, and as soon as I go to feed, they just disappear completely. So I suspect that means it's going to be almost impossible in some of this stuff to see if there's a deer, which is not a great sign, because I reckon there would probably be a deer out there with the roos at the moment. So I'm just going to have to move real carefully once I can, and just try and see something. So we'll see how we go, guys. So I can already spot a roo out there. My plan is to basically skirt this big open area and end up about over there. That's where Justin was saying he was seeing some. But I just want to get up to this high bit there and just glass in there, because I can see some roos, but every time they put their head down, I can't see them. So if there's a deer in there, I've got no idea. They must feed in this. Must be feeding in it last night, because there's tracks all through it. But the tide would have been up last night, so the tracks are relatively fresh. They were up that evening. So yeah, they must have been here last night. I'm kind of walking through deer tracks to get to the spot where Justin said, which always feels a bit funny, but I'll make my way there, and then tomorrow I can hunt half hour before sunrise, so I might be able to see something here if that's the case. Sounds like all the boys on the island haven't seen anything yet, so we'll see how we go. Alright, just set up in this little spot, and gonna be my home for the next 5 days, I think. So apparently they were popping out just in this stuff here. So yeah, but there's tracks through all of this. So I'll be keeping my eye on everything. chatting to the other hunters on the island. Sounds like no one's seen anything either. I'm just gonna make myself a cold coffee again. And yeah, I'm just not gonna leave here until it gets dark, I think. Trust in Justin. Just doing a quick little walk and stretch my legs. About midday now, 11 o'clock or something, and just checking out these tracks in front of my hide. So you can see some look pretty fresh, some obviously old. I suspect the tide gets up here on a high tide, so it must wash away anything that's or kind of undefine a lot of the tracks. So fingers crossed we see something tonight. It's 2 o'clock now. Literally nothing's been out all day. Haven't seen a roo since this morning. I've had a lot of cold coffees, but he reckoned that getting here by 3 and by 4 they were coming out, so we're on the home stretch of excitement, hopefully. Alright, well that's end of day 1 hunting. It's 5:30. I've only got 8 minutes left that I'd be allowed to shoot. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. I can barely see much now except through the binoculars. So probably gonna pack up and head back for a cold meal and get to bed. Hopefully better luck tomorrow. Alright, day 2 lads. Gonna run the same plan. We'll start hunting from half an hour before sunrise today, so I am pretty much ready. I'm gonna slowly make my way through that floodplain to my camping spot, or my hide spot. Just because I feel like there should be a hog deer out feeding. So that's my current plan for today. We'll see how we go. Just a couple of roos on the walk in this morning. Hopefully that's a better sign than yesterday, because only 1 roo. We got a bit of rain overnight, well, more like 6 this morning. Hopefully they're moving about. No one's seen anything this morning so far, but it's only early. It's the sun's barely risen, so wish us luck. It's mid-morning, 8:30 now. I've been sitting for a little while. I forgot my extra coffee at the camp, so I'm gonna go get that now. Just so I don't. It's got the day's got time to burn my scent off, and then I'll come back. So we'll take a walk. I'm just gonna take the rifle just in case, and yeah, get moving. Got my cold dehydrated food in the tin already. Hopefully try and warm it up in the sun a little bit. Make it edible for lunch. One of the blokes has seen a hind this morning, but that's it, so we'll see. I don't know, there's so much deer sign around me. I just feel like I should be seeing something, unless they've all gone nocturnal, which is possible, but usually there's still 1 or 2 small ones or babies that come out, and yeah, who knows. It's only day 2, I suppose, but I'm getting nervous about not seeing anything. Got a bit of naan bread, cold curry. It's gonna be my lunch today. It's rehydrated, just took about 2 hours to do it. So so can have a food and carry on sitting. Coming into the golden hours at the end of the day, so fingers crossed we can make it happen today. Something just crashed through the bush up ahead, so hopefully that's a good sign. Spotted a monster stag. Monster stag. Main camera's dead. There's a massive couple stags there. I have a giant stag about 100 meters away. All my cameras are dead. Brady's gonna hate me. They're right in there. There's like at least 2 of them. He's just such a pretty animal. It's an interesting hunt coming out here on Ireland, and yeah, it was the lows of not bringing a bloody lighter, so I've had cold, dehydrated meals and all that fun stuff to just sitting there yesterday and seeing absolutely nothing. So when I was in my spot and I saw him, I just saw brown. He was like a different brown to everything that I'm seeing around here. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, is that something? And watched him and watched him and watched him and watched him. And he stuck his head up and I was like, oh, okay. Got really excited. And I haven't had buck fever like that in so long. I was just watching, and I tried to film on the camera, and the camera ran out of battery. So it actually kind of worked out well because I used the tripod the camera's on as my rest, because there's just this, you can see this tall bush everywhere, and these deer only stand about this high. And just trying to get a shot through all of this timber here, he was just kept slowly moving, and I was really struggling to see a good clean shot, and eventually turned and he gave me this shot, and a little bit high but dropped him on the spot and obviously took out all of his vitals, so I'm really stoked about that. And he is such a pretty deer. He's just big thanks to Blonde Bay and the GMA and Hog Deer Advisory, because this must be an absolute hassle to put all of this together and dealing with everyone and all that sort of stuff. And like, I first started applying, it would have been like 10 years ago when I first started getting into hunting. I get obsessed with things, and I got obsessed with deer, and I was trying to find out deer in WA and all that sort of stuff, and I stumbled across these guys, and I fell in love with them, and knew it'd probably take me a long time before I ever had the chance to hunt them, and I don't have the money that I'd be able to go hunt private land or anything like that, so I just kept applying, so this is just an absolute dream come true. Yeah, big thanks to everyone involved, and yeah, just such a pretty animal. I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe it. suppose I should really get this guy gutted and get him back to camp. As always, now the real work begins. I am just making the trek back to camp, gonna drop my gear so that I can go back and just throw him whole over my back. And then figure out how the hell got to organise the charter to get off the island, and then organise somewhere to butcher him and so freeze him before I head back to Perth. So good problems to have. I've got just dropped my gear back at camp, and I am heading to go get my stag now. Tide's coming in, so it's going to be easier getting back than getting there than it is going to be getting back. My camera, I don't know, my GoPro is having a hissy fit. My big camera, the battery died. Filming equipment is just sending me a bit nuts in this trip. So I'm going to apologise to Brady right now because it's going to be horrible for him to edit. But man, what an experience. I've got to get basically to the back of this floodplain. It's about 800 meters or so. So not too bad at all. And he's got, even though he's a big stag, he's not a big stag. Like, he'll throw on my back pretty easy, I reckon. Maybe I'll be swearing at myself for saying that on the way back, but yeah, we throw fallow on our backs pretty regularly. So yeah, I'm not going to try and get a hind. I got one, I got meat. If I'd shot something yesterday, I probably would have stayed, but it's already Tuesday. It's going to take me a day to get off the island. Then I've got to probably process him. I'd rather, if I have any spare time at all, probably go chase some sandbar or something. But I just need to figure out where to butcher this thing, where I can chuck it on ice, all that jazz. So yeah, hopefully get off the island tomorrow and get this guy checked in and move on to the next step. Got him gutted, just checked the liver for liver fluke and taking photos for that, and we'll throw him on our back and get him out of here hopefully. Oh, the fun pack out. You probably can't see anything, but he's on my shoulders and we're just trundling back to camp. Stunning morning. I am just getting all packed up. My ride will be here in about half an hour. I'll just do a double once over, make sure that I haven't left any rubbish, and yeah, I just can't believe I did it. I cannot believe it's happened. So I gave him a bit of a wash in the ocean last night, just because my shot was probably a little bit far back. So yeah, I can't believe I did it, guys. Honestly, big thanks to Justin, and I've said it before, but that tip was just perfect. Oh, bloody mosquitoes. I won't be missing those when I get off the island. So yeah, my ride's at 7:30. I've managed to secure a place to butcher him, so big thanks to you, mate. And we'll carry on and get him butchered up and then get back to Perth. So yeah, happy days. Just in the last once over, no rubbish. Well, there's the fire pit, but that wasn't me. I didn't even have a lighter. Alright, welcome back. We have got a bit of hog deer. I would call it sirloin. It's definitely not, but it is what I call sirloin. So every time we've ever gotten anything, basically, whenever we shoot anything, we make steak sangers. So we're going to do that again today. So I've got that hog deer. I've had it salted in the fridge for a couple of hours now, just to leach out any excess moisture. I've done a quick pickle with red onion. It's super simple. It's just hot water and vinegar and a bit of peppercorns. This here is probably something you haven't seen before. This is homemade truffle camembert. And so you get your camembert, you slice it horizontally, and then you layer truffle in it like that. And then when you close that back up, what'll happen is that truffle is going to infuse through the camembert. So that's going to be our cheese for today. And Isabel has made us some fresh bread. So some steak sangers. We're going to get this meat on the Traeger, and then let's get going. We just got some fresh jalapenos from the garden. It's going to look very, very raw at the moment, but it's got a bit of smoky flavour from... Dog says no. It'll got a bit of smoky flavour and partially cooked on the Traeger. What we'll do is we'll rest this now for about 5-10 minutes. Then we're going to slice it very thin, and then we're going to then sear that in the pan and put the cheese on top. So it's almost like a Philly cheesesteak. I like doing it that way because that way when you bite into it, you're not biting into a giant hunk of meat that you can't tear through. It means that it's nice mouthfuls of meat. The cheese then gets to melt properly. You're not got cold cheese. So that's my preferred way to do it. So we're going to let this rest about 5-10 minutes, and then we'll get into it. All sliced up. I've got pan heating up. I'm going to do a huge knob of butter. Get it to just where the butter's almost about to burn. Throw in that, and then once that's got a little bit of a sear on it, put the cheese on top. Homemade aioli. My favourite hot sauce. Friends of mine, they're making the best foods out there. You can buy it all online. Really, really good stuff. There you go. Thank you guys so much for enjoying that adventure to Snake Island and everything. That was 10 years of hard work and luck, really. And we'll see you in the next one.